I don't usually blog in English, but when I do, it's for which reasons. This video is made just for you, Mr. Banane Bonaparte. Fuck it, your name is not important. Anyone don't seem to remember it actually. And actually this video is not just for you. Actually many other people can watch it too and perhaps send me money for it. I don't know. But forget that. Let's be professional and straight. And this is the theme of the day. Professionalism. Okay, you assaulted random people in the market area of Turku. Turku is a nice place. I have visited there. I have actually fucked there. I have been in castles in there, and it's awesome city. Turku is also called the asshole of Finland. But no, that is actually the wrong thing to say. It's you. You did your assault in the 18th of August. Now it's like the last day of August, so it's something like 2 weeks after you assault. And actually, your action is not a relevant topic anymore to anyone else but the marginalized small petty minds like me who tend to cling too long in things. So actually people have already lost interest, and this is bad thing because I have read something, something other than your shitty book. Well, I have been read something like the Oxford Reference Encyclopedia. It's great. It says that terrorism aims at the intimidation, scaring people. Nice big word, simple meaning. Even you can understand it. So when you make a terrorist attack, you try to make them feel unsecure and uncertain, so that anything can happen to them anytime, and they are not safe ever anywhere, not even in their home. You know the feeling which I call the average Monday, and every fucking other days too. So you made the famous first terrorist attack on the soil of Finland, and after 2 weeks I can pronounce your fucking name. And your strike is no longer an interesting topic to talk about. So you pretty much failed. You did not perform like a professional because your aims are not satisfied, and your stats actually prove that it's pretty obvious why. You managed to ramp it in a couple of minutes. You lasted shorter time than my first sex. So your attack were like teenage sexual encounters. So you attacked in the place where police can catch you so fast. That shows serious lack of planning. In contrast, I can then tell you something about Finland and Finns. We are fucking insane. We don't do terrorism. We are insane. Just in full range of other motivations. You perhaps managed to glimpse a hint on that Finnish craziness when you see those guys with their baseball bats. Oh yes, we enjoy barbaric things like that. We hit balls with a huge club. It's actually mandatory in our school. It's I like the context in this because the bat and balls, kinky funny little dick joke just for you and your dick. I hope you have one. Uh, in my childhood and youngsterhood, I was always the one who is chosen last in the baseball team. But that is not everything that happens to me. But that's of course most traumatic event for me. But this is not the topic of this vlogging. We also have some interesting happenings then. We had guys like Petri Gerd. He blew a bomb in Myyrmanni Kauppakeskus in the year 2002. That killed 7 people and wounded 164. We had a shooting on 2007 when one shooter killed 9 people and wounded 12. We did not call them terrorism because they were fucking children. Gerd's action might actually have been an accident. So we had children making worse damage by accident than you after your divine help. After that, we were so shocked that the Myyrmanni's logo nowadays look like this. Damn, those stick figures look like flying. I enjoy this. I hope you liked it too. So, do you think that after that contrast we are impressed with your action? No. We do not seek symbolism which linked your actions to our local grocery shop logos. Yeah, we are not impressed. And if we take a good look on the crimes that have made in same idiotic planning and method of operation than you, we actually can find some. And actually, you were not even first to do assault like that on the Turku, in the same city you were doing action. On the May Day, year 1999, guy shows knife to their random walkers and their intestines, and 13 people get knifed. That was made by a drug crazy guy who have destroyed his bodily functions and mind with chemicals. No planning. A bit like your attack, but also a bit more successful, which tells a lot about you. And of course, you used religion as the substitute of the drugs. They seem to work quite a bit like. But of course, your religions we seem to destroy mind and body even worse than impure heroin. Impressive, but of course, very pathetic way. And your particular version of the god Teplalla, or what's that called, that's lame stuff, I must say. Not very original. I have heard it before. As fictional as the South Park's Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poop. Okay, batshit insane, but at least those guys invent their own shit. If you want to get Ascension any longer time than you managed, you should have to think again. Because if you want to manage in our culture and generate fear, and you have such a lame body count, you should do something radical. Like the guys from my local area, and one of them actually studied in the same school at the same time than I did. Janu Alk and his companies kidnapped, killed, dismember, and possibly ate one of their friends. That was not terrorism. It was like old and good fun satanistic weekend for, business as usual. Okay, not and as usual, but This was a bit interesting. This is the thing you must have complete with if you wanna scare us. Congratulations. You still managed to interest us with your lame accent almost 2 weeks. Almost. I can tell you we are not impressed. We have been discussing longer about the showing tits in the aeroplanes. Terry Neaty case. Oh my god. You didn't manage to outlive the story of the women breastfeeding people in the aeroplane. Think about that. Okay, perhaps you have glorified yourself looking the headlines of old trades, but do not take them too seriously. It's just something we must say. When people talk about the absolute value of the human life, they say it in certain context and actually not outside of it. People are not lying, but they are not telling the truth either. Look, if someone young, drug-using guy, white guy dies after some fighting, that is not interesting. We do not care and rant about the absolute value of human lives. But if Nazi was the assaulter, that dead guy transformed as a symbol, and 10 people show symbolic respect to the absolute value of the Nazi hating. And they give flowers and other symbolic actions on that period of 2 days or something like that. That doesn't actually mean much and do not change the world either. We Finns, we do not really care. We live in the Lutheran country and we have top-notch statistics of suicide rates. I can see the common ground between those two, as they are linked in my mind. Many disagree. I think they are wrong. They think I am wrong. But they don't care. And they don't care either, because many of them are like me, suicidal. If we would care, we would have already do something about those numbers. And we do not. And when someone takes a suicide and jumps under the train, people do not get shocked about the death, as long as it doesn't match their clothes with the brain matter or something like that. We get pissed because we get late in the work. Priorities. In Finland, you attacked people and managed to perhaps kill people who wants to die, or in any case, it's background noise. We do not care, really. So when you manage to kill only 2 of us, we are really not impressed, especially when my calculation says that in Finland there is something like 80 to 100 or something terrorist minded individuals. So So if all of you manage to kill 2 people, that means you managed to kill something like 200 guys. It's not very impressive. We had 5 millions and we are a small country. After those numbers, you just can't impress us. We don't really get impressed, and actually many of our current immigration policy haters had discussions how they do not feel sorry for your victims, and they are the guys who you should have impressed, because this is the ground where your actions should have make impact, because you are a symbol. But no. You didn't background check anything. You didn't think that if you kill people with wrong religious opinion or wrong political opinion, you get nilch benefit. So actually, that's very good sign that those people who get offended about your actions and do not feel sorry for your victims, their absolute value of human life bullshittery motor didn't start because you give them wrong symbol. So you actually undermine your own effect of your own lame actions. You were failed. We are not impressed. Even those guys who have ideological motivations to get impressed did not get interest. But of course, you are like those guys who must glorify himself for his friend, saying stupid shit like that you have been given wrong names and age to the authorities. Fuck it. I falsify my own age to get fool the authorities when I was 15 to get alcohol. You know, the brain destroying drug, which your brain destroying religion we ban. I can tell you, young man, lying about your age is normal, it's easy, and everyone do that. Many of our women do that all their adult life, actually. We simply are not impressed if you lie your age and name. If you try to impress people with lame shit like that, you must be really pathetic. And most funny part is that your lie were not very effective. Police already know who you are, your name and everything. So yeah, we are not very impressed. Only interesting part is that actually I can't remember your name because it really do not matter. Here in Finland, we do not need heroes. We need professionals. We tend to trust our professionals. Our police, unlike you, they are professional. And they shot you in the thigh. That reminds me of the old sitcom from the Western shitbox of Satan. We have actually the followers of the Lars Levi studios who think alike. They are also religious nutjobs, not violent part, but you might find some common ground with them. They are pretty batshit insane too. But of course, in the shitbox of Satan was a series called Everybody Loves Raymond, and there is an episode where a bull wounded Robert in the upper thigh, which is actually a nice way of saying it gets horned in his ass. That's pretty funny. And I'm a bit like your entry. Did they shot you in the ass? Or do you cling in the upper thigh like the Robert? Oh, that's pretty funny actually. I get funny feelings about that. But perhaps it was not from behind. And I think it would be even funnier if they had shot you right in the gonads. It will be fucking hilarious. You trying to gain martyrdom and you perform a terrorist attack so you can die and give yourself some virgins, which in this earthly life are not actually so fond on fucking with batshit crazy religious guys, you know? And then you get shot right in your private parts and do not even die. I don't know what your religion say about the suicide. Our literal religion bans it, but we do it anyhow. I don't know how you handle those things, but we do not care. So, do the suicide makers get some virgins too, or are they left with something repulsive to fuck, something like your sister? I don't know. Interesting theological question. But perhaps I said something unnecessarily mean in that before. Some of the people actually wanted you dead. They they think that you should not get the medical attention. I strongly disagree with them because I think it would be enjoyable for me if you suffer, and to suffer you need to be alive. Not because you are important or I want them revenge, but because you're lame and pathetic, and I'm a kind of petty asshole. I got my kicks on the petty things, which are the feelings which your intimidation actions raise in me. So yeah, you affect petty assholism and phobic jokes. Yeah, fair. Do I look scared? Do you, Mr. Banana Head? But when you are in prison, it still would be interesting to know more about you and your family, like your mother. Perhaps I could meet her. Okay, finding her might be hard, not because you lie your age and name, but because anyone do not seem to remember your name. Uh, it makes things a bit complicated. But perhaps when I find her after a bit of work, I get to have sex with her even. Perhaps you'd like that. Perhaps it's a new experience and stuff. That might be interesting. Or perhaps not. But then I can pay her some lunch money. You might have would then have sex me. After all, she is a professional, not well-paid professional, but professional altogether. And do not worry. In the end, I would not say anything mean about your father, the goat.